Alright, our second video of the day, which we're going to put up first because it's not going to be too long. Getting straight to the point. Let's talk about Cola 2023. Pretty sad. Not of Cola itself, it's decent. We got a nice raise, higher than last year. Last year was a 5.8 or 5.9. This year's a 8.7. So what's the issue, right? You think I'd be thrilled? No, it's like last year it was supposed to be higher, and they lowered it on purpose. Last year it was okay, so we went from like above a 6, like a 6.1, down to a 5.9, 5.8. That's fine. Can't really complain too much, it's just a fact it went down because the two bills, and guess what, those bills were ass anyway. Okay, one didn't go through, it got blocked anyways, and the other one, a lot got taken out of that was meant for the people. So both of those were ass. One didn't even happen. So all that talk, and you lowered it on purpose. But I mean, the percentage, it wasn't really ooh ah in it. What's 6.1? If it was 5.9, this can't complain too much. But this year, it's horrendous. Biden should be ashamed of himself. But no, they want your praises, just like last year. Look, we gave you a bigger raise, biggest in historic. It's a historic. It's going down in history. Praise me. Don't forget about the midterms. Damn, Sleepy Joe. What are you doing? You sounded like Trump and the other presidents who went ahead and want you to take credit for something that's already there. If you want to take credit, put everything that goes into effect for cola. Everything, not just gas and oil. And then show us a whole bunch of other percentages which don't even get counted. That's something that really irks the hell out of me. Because they put it through elderly, and they love to use that term, Social Security and all that, elderly and all that. But there's tons more disabled veterans on there than elderly veterans. But they don't care about the vets. They don't care. We're lowest on the totem pole. At least SSI got a little bump, with Social Security, but I mean, for the disabled veterans, we're suffering unless you got like a 90% or 100%. Everything from below, from 10% to 80, well, should I say 70, ain't worth it. It's already obsolete. By the time we get paid the 80 to 100% next year, the end of this year, and when it goes in full effect, it'll be obsolete then. It's nice, get like an extra 290 or 289 if you're, 100%. But I think about all those with low percentages, they're not going to make it. And here they try to use, the Medicare is going to raise up and Medicaid or whatever. That wasn't the case, it got lowered. So what was the issue? Well, Biden didn't do nothing all this year about it. But funny, as soon as the 3 months that cola go into effect, he wants lower the gas and oil. So all 3 months, the price went down, from a 9 point something all the way down to 8.7, 8.5, and I don't even know what October's was. They just put the whole percentage out. They didn't even tell you that month, CPI, And it got the lowest new rating of 8.7. See, originally we were supposed to be getting a 10.5 to 11.4. That would have helped us. It would still be below poverty level, but at least it would help. If you're, like I said, anywhere from 80 to 100%, that is. So they lowered that down to an 8.7. They should be damned ashamed, but they're going to ask for your praises because they'll be like, well, it's the highest since, yeah, you used that excuse last year. It's the highest historic. Praise me. 4 more years. Trash. It's criminal. Back in Obama terms, Obama lowered the actual cola rates on purpose because he said with the lower percentages, and at that time we had 0% as well. He's like, after those 4 years, the next 4, it's gonna be higher than it's supposed to. Well, Trump came in and guess what? It didn't happen. He didn't increase it higher than it was supposed to. He came in like, what's that? I don't know what you're talking about. That was the last president. So the last 2 years were the best out of everything, but we're so below in times. But this high things don't mean crap. Everything is higher. They have to go by gas and oil prices trash. Because guess what? Saudi has said this is the lowest percentage of oil they're producing, and Biden has like, they're siding with Russia. So because of that, gas is and oil is going to go up for October next month, or should I say this month? So October is going to go on the rise again. So Biden purposely lowered the 3 months that matter to cola. But yet he can pull money out his ass to get to Ukraine. All that money to help Ukraine. I can understand you can send, equipment and all that, but I mean, like, why you need all that money for? And there's other countries out there helping, but I mean, like, U.S. is always the first ones to go to all these other countries to help out. But when we need help, yikes. And guess what? They showed the new debt, how much trillions were in debt. It didn't matter. Them other bills you could put veterans in and all that to help your people for this country. You didn't do that. Whenever you were going to reform Social Security and COLA and all that, and it got pulled from your bill. And you're like, we're going to put it back, after the Better Business, BBB, whatever. And that was a fail itself. The next two things he promised, with the bills, they got blocked. And there was no stimulus for that whole year. And I said, just hot air. The only thing that he did anything about his campaign was those student loan. He finally did the 10,000 out of that, and people went crazy. Oh, all the rich crying. Oh. I give credit to that. But it would help a lot if you actually added federal loans. Yes, there's a lot of student loans, but at the same time, there's even more federal loans out there. That would have been great if you could do 10,000 out of that as well. So, but like, hey, what about the child credit? We had that for a year. Well, do you know how many people don't have children? Do you know how many people don't have file taxes? Guess who's allowed that is? Veterans, we don't qualify, a lot of us, to go out to the workforce, and, they don't have file taxes. They don't have to. A lot of states, yet, they will still use that as a SNAP full. It won't get counted towards SNAP, so you can't get food stamps from it. And a lot of states do that, and guess what? Biden ain't doing shit about that. So this is a big rave, a big rant. Not I'm not raving shit, but all these little gurus online is just going crazy. Yeah, look, he did it. He got you that money. Nah, shut the hell up. Because first you were on the side, so, this is going to be sad. This is going to be the lowest percentage. Going to put 8.7. I promise you it's going to be the lowest, compared to the 10 point and all that. And it was a 9 point. And now after the 2 months, it's like, well, the third one we ain't got. We just going to round it off from the second. And it's going to be 8.7, the lowest version. I mean, like, that's trash. It's embarrassing. You don't care about the veterans. But yeah, when it comes to election, you want to go those veteran votes. You want to go to the minorities, get those votes. And you're not really doing much for your people. Some things you do, but I mean, like, Bernie Sanders really pushing a lot of things, and it gets rejected in the offices, and it don't go through the houses. And what y'all doing? Y'all the fat rats up there eating all the damn cheese. I don't praise Biden at all. Right now, there's a huge going online on Twitter. Impeach. I mean, he already did half the term, so I mean, might as well not impeach. But, just don't hold your breath for the next 2 years on shit. Okay. because it's already disappointing he didn't keep his promises except for that student loan that hit some snags throughout the road. But I mean, like, it would have been nice to do some federal, you know. But I'll give him credit for that. He followed through on that. But all the other stuff he promised that he stole from Bernie Sanders' campaign, he didn't do. I mean, there's a ton of stuff that he could have done for the lower income. He didn't do. And you know, I understand you put a year worth of child credits on top of the other child credit you did, you know, prior for the income tax, and that didn't work. I mean, like, there's a lot of people who don't have kids. Y'all used to frown upon welfare, remember? You used to say that was the minorities when there was more white people on it. And now you're praising it, and it's not going to the kids anyway. Once they get that money, they go straight out and do everything else but give to the damn kids, right? But there are some people who do need it for the kids, so I'm not going to take it away for those who do struggle and need that for the kids. But I mean, in my area, all I see online and what I see in the stores, yeah, ain't going to the kids. But I mean, like, those who don't get nothing, like the veterans and the disabled, social SSI, SSDI, retirees. My state did something for the teachers, but 1,000, that ain't shit. And then you had these Kemp cards for Georgia, and a lot of people couldn't redeem. I mean, that was disastrous. What the hell are y'all doing? So I just wanted to make this because Sleepy Joe added one again. Once his praises, once I was to support him with the Ukraine. You know, I feel bad for the Ukraine people, but I mean, like, once you look at more into that over your own people, I ain't for that. I'm not for the Republicans that have been there, you know, day one with all these other things down there. But, you know, I see the other stuff that he promised that he ain't following through. That's my issues. He's not pushing out them bills. The other little dude who keeps blocking him on the bills should not have that much power against him. And there should be a vote for if he stays on there, or people can get him out. Get Joe Manson, whatever the hell his name, out. Whoever that is blocking him, get him the hell out of there. Because there was some important stuff on those bills that should got pushed for the people. And Joe Manson was like, "No, I don't want nothing for them people. People got money." No, the hell we don't. When the middle class is cut out and it's either rich or poor, that speaks volumes. People are still below the poverty line, and you're doing nothing. So I just want to put that out. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Leave some likes, some comments. Definitely hit that bell to subscribe. I don't mind debates, but I'm not going to let you troll my page. I'm not going to let you put BS on my page. I will delete those messages, but I don't mind debating if it's for, you know, a good debate. Or any type of debate is not something that's just pushed, or my opinion is more than your opinion, or Republicans or Trump that. I'm not going to listen to that, okay? But I'll debate. I just want to put this out that I'm not praising Biden on this. Because I knew he was going to put the minimalist so he won't get chewed out or cussed out, but it's piss poor. Because by the time them people get that money, it's going to be obsolete again that year. It is what it is. Y'all enjoy.